You know those wooden bowls we're always talking about and telling you to put in fruit or pine cones or just leave out on your counter for a really earthy touch? Well, guess who's now selling the most beautiful wooden bowls? Well, Quince, of course. You know we love Quince for their cashmere and their elegant home staples. And now with the holidays around the corner, we're looking to Quince for holiday decor and gifts. And what before our wondering eyes did appear but the most perfect set of wooden bowls. You can buy them individually, 12, 15, or 17-inch, or get the whole set of 3. Just like their clothing, Quince home pieces are made from premium materials priced at half the cost of similar luxury brands. Quince works directly with trusted factories that follow safe, ethical practices. They skip the middleman so the comfort and beauty come without the markup. Give the gift of cozy, thoughtful home essentials this season with Quince. Go to quince.com/DTT for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's Quince, QUINCE.com/DTT to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/DTT.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on any smart bed with base. Limited time. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you or at sleepnumber.com today.
Can you put a date on it? Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Wilkness here with Anita Joyce, and this is Decorating Tips and Tricks. Today we're discussing whether your bathroom or bathrooms are dated.
You know, the tough one on this one is that it can be so expensive to update them. So, yeah, that's the rough part of this, is that there's no easy fix for a lot of this.
Well, I agree and I don't agree. I think there are a lot of cosmetic things that you can do in a bathroom fairly quickly. So I kind of have a lot of tips about that today. Sure, if your bathroom is just beyond help and you really need a renovation, it can be pretty expensive. But it should be a place that makes you feel good when you go in there, right? It should be a place that, number one, feels super clean, and it doesn't have to be gigantic. It doesn't have to have all the latest and greatest. But I think we've got a lot of ideas today that anybody could do on their own and really make a big difference. With so much of decorating and with so much of what we've talked about for the last 9+ years, it's having fresh eyes on it. Looking at it and really seeing what's there or isn't there, or seeing the potential for change and what a little tweak here and there can do. So that's kind of the approach that I took to today as episode, to give people an idea of how, you know what, just don't go in there, flip the light on and just be like, oh, this is the way it is. I'm not even seeing it. I'm just seeing myself in the mirror, brushing my teeth and leaving. What's going on in there and what can you do to make it better?
I want to start with somebody I know who just redid his bathroom and put a lot of money into it. And guess what? He went with very bold graphic tiles. And when I saw it, I thought, I'm sure you love it. But first off, when you go to sell this house, this is going to be a problem. And secondly, I think in 5 years, even you're not going to like it. But, you know, you can't say, he wasn't a client. He didn't ask me. I didn't say anything, but I'm telling you. So I think that's something, to think about if you're selecting tiles, to make sure that it's going to be something classic that's going to be in style for a while.
Yeah. Was it that encaustic type of floor tile or wall tile?
No. It was some sort of swirly, recreating the ocean in different colored tiles, and yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Coastal. Bathroom at the beach.
I was like, oh,
for
no.
sure.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
God.
Well, anyway.
No. Okay. Well, all right. Well, that's just unfortunate. Well, what if you have chipped or discolored grout and you just don't have the money or the inclination, or maybe it's a rental and you're going to be there for a little while, but it's not yours. So you're not going to take the tile out and re-grout. Grout pens.
Yeah, we've used those before.
I bet there's people listening who have never even thought about the fact that there is actually a grout pen out there. If it's terribly chipped, you might need a different material to fill in a little bit. Right, but the grout pen, I mean, it's, let's just call it a meditative process. Yep. I mean, that is really mind-numbing to go over all your grout, particularly if it's a big floor. But if it's a small bathroom, you could say, I'm going to give myself 20 minutes today, and I'm going to do this many. You just go over it. And this really brings white grout, which a lot of people use with white tile on the floor, and that's a bad idea because the grout's going to get dirty a lot faster than the tile is, and it's hard to clean, so it's going to get discolored. So this way, you could just go in there with your grout pen, and you can make it sparkly and white again. But it comes in all different colors, so whatever you needed. You could even change a dirty white grout to maybe a gray grout with the grout pen.
Oh, that's a great idea. And we've used those in the past. So they are very effective, but it does get on the tile. So you have to use something to kind of scrub that color off of the tile. But it can be done. But you're right. It is a tedious job. Just put on some of your favorite music or a podcast. Listen to us and we'll get you through it. So another thing that's out, and sadly this is not going to be easy to change out, is the Whirlpool tub. The garden tub. It has lots of different names.
The garden tub. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we actually had a Whirlpool tub in our old house, but you wouldn't know it by looking from the outside. It actually was kind of, it was not bigger than a regular bathtub. So it was just kind of hidden that there were some jets in there. So if you did something like that, I think you can get away with it. But those kind of oval shaped garden tubs with the jets, they're out.
Yeah, and usually they have a lot of decking, so there's a lot of space on the horizontal around those. Oftentimes, elevated. Yeah, I've seen. And then people are like, "What do I put back there? Oh, let's put some plants or lots of bath salts." Yeah, that's a real tough one. I've lived with clients through a lot of removals of those. And when we say Whirlpool, we're not talking about the brand, right? We're talking about the fact that there's jets and stuff in there. Yeah, so it goes by both those kind of common names. What can you do if you have a builder grade golden oak vanity? You can easily paint it. I mean, you really don't even need me to tell you that. You know you can do it, but if you're walking in there every day and you see it, and oftentimes when you see those, because they've been there a while, the poly coat and the stain is even wearing off because there's water and whatnot, and they just look really shabby. So if you've got something like that, and even if you're in a very short-term rental, what is it? A quart of paint and maybe a couple of hours? And a lot of those hours are drying time. Go for it. You don't even have to paint the inside if you don't want to. So you just paint the outside, paint the frames. You don't even have to take the doors off. Obviously, if you're renting, I would advise that you ask your landlord, but they would probably be happy if you were doing that. It can make such a difference, right? If that's the only thing you did and then maybe you change out the hardware, bam, the room is going to feel completely different.
Right. And you can reface the cabinets. That's going to be more of an expense. I think that's going to look better, but if you just can't afford it, then I think the paint is definitely a stopgap that you can go to. The wood look tile, it's out, and that's something that a lot of people did, and it's just not in style anymore, unfortunately. So that's a tough one on that, but yeah, that's why we say to be really careful before you buy tile.
An uninspired faucet, that is not a big expense to change out. And you could go to YouTube Academy and learn how to change the faucet if you didn't want to get a plumber to come. It's not that big of a deal. So you can get a nice faucet even at a Home Depot or a Lowe's. That's going to be a great improvement over something that may have been there before. And that, along with painting the vanity, if you've got one of these brown wood vanities, spectacular.
Oh, definitely. That is that's definitely a great option. Tile countertops. Again, tile countertops are just hard to work with. The grout gets dirty, they're hard to clean, and they're just out of style. So, again, if you have that, you can look into getting a single piece countertop, a piece of quartz or something. But yeah, that's kind of a look that's out.
That was such a bad idea. Some things you say, okay, well, that was a trend, or, that was all we had the technology for, or what have you at that time. But tile on a horizontal surface, particularly in a kitchen, but in a bathroom as well, is such a bad idea. Like there was solid surfacing back then. Why anybody thought that was a good idea, I really don't know. That was really bad and so prevalent. So if you're in a situation like that and you've got to replace the countertop, more than likely your vanity base is not so great either, because they probably came with the same air quote designer that was doing it, builder or whomever, or DIYer, homeowner. So the best thing to do in that case is just take the whole thing out and buy one of these pre-made combos where you've got the vanity and then you've got the nice countertop on top. And oftentimes, most of the time actually, they come with the sink as well. They even sometimes come with the faucet. So that's maybe a little wall damage. That's a little bit of a like holding your breath while they're getting that thing out of the bathroom and through your house and out the door. But that is a great fix and really not that expensive. They run the gamut. You can get those at Home Depot. You could get them at a high-end store. So you can spend really whatever your budget allows and still make a significant upgrade to the bathroom.
The holidays are here, and that means it's the most wonderful time of the year to save with Rakuten. Use Rakuten to stack cash back at your favorite stores on top of holiday sales. That's savings on savings. With Rakuten, you get cash back on gifts for everyone on your list. From toys for the kids, to kitchen gear for the person who loves to cook, to electronics for everyone. You can even save on something for yourself. Just shop the stores you love and cash back is automatically added to your account. And you can get paid with gift cards, PayPal, or check. Or eligible American Express card members can even choose to earn membership rewards points instead of cash back. It's truly a no-brainer. Join for free today and get a new member bonus after minimum qualifying purchases. Just go to Rakuten.com, download the app, or install the browser extension. That's RAKUTEN. Terms and conditions apply.
You know how I feel about lighting, and the lighting in the bathroom is so important. So if you just got overhead and that's all you can do, then change it out to at least some sort of multi-bulb chandelier fixture where you've got more than just one previously incandescent, possibly now LED bulb in there. So if you got some sort of boob light, some sort of flush mount, semi-flush mount, see if you can find a pendant with maybe 6 to 8 bulbs, candelabra style, or small round bulbs. You can even do it with the little shades on them. It's going to give you a lot more illumination and a softer look. Of course, I would prefer that to be on a dimmer if it can be. If you've got only a linear run of lighting over the sink, so probably over the mirror, and if that is pretty uninspired, sometimes it's just those kind of like makeup mirror Vegas type of Broadway lights, just the bulbs on a horizontal piece of metal. You can switch that out. It's got probably just one electrical box behind it. They're not all individually boxed light bulbs. So that would be pretty easy just to take it off and then purchase something else that you really like that's in a similar linear shape. So those are some ways that you can upgrade. Sometimes people are afraid with lighting because they don't know, well, how is it actually hooked up? 9 times out of 10, there's just going to be one electrical box back there, even if you've got a linear light with maybe 5 to 6 lights on it. So just measure how much space you want to cover, and then see if you can find something that has 3, 4, maybe even 5 lights on it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because you really want to have enough light in your bathroom. If that's where you're putting on makeup, doing your hair, you want to have an option where you can have a lot of light. But I also like to have an option where it's kind of lower light. So it's nice to also have maybe some cordless lamps in there.
I just added that little cordless light that I got from Amazon, not one of the Pookies. I did the one that I got for $45 with the little white shade off Amazon. We can link that one again in the show notes if you'd like. And I have a little tray in my bathroom between the sinks, and I had something decorative there. I didn't remember what it was. And so I just took that out and I put that there. And that's the light that I put on at night when I'm going in there to sort of wash up. Yeah, and it has 3 different levels. So it's perfect. It could be a night light on the first level, and then it's bright enough for one person to be brushing their teeth and whatnot. So it's a really nice option.
Oh, perfect. White bathrooms, out. They're out. They're making way for richer tones, earthy hues, moody, deeper colors. And
wait, hold it, man. We got to do a bathroom trends episode if you're going there.
I know, we do need to. So, and actually our old house, all the bathrooms were white. So, I was kind of tired of that. So this house, it definitely has some other colors in there. I have a blue bathroom where the walls are all blue. And this one bathroom, I took out the white cabinets and put in kind of a dark charcoal gray in there. And it really looks very different, very inviting, very warm. And I just love the new look. So yeah, the white, I mean, it's nice, but it, like many things, I think it's been overdone. And I think we're all getting tired of just looking at a white bathroom.
So when in doing that, that's interesting. I want to see pictures of those two. Are your fixtures all white? So the toilet and the sink and things like that white? Or what did you do with that?
Oh, yes. All the ceramic pieces, they're all white. Yeah, the toilet, the tub, that's all white, of course.
Okay. Yeah, I would. Yeah. Good. Of course, she says. How about a new toilet seat? That can make a big difference. If you've got a jiggly toilet seat, you might try to fix it. There's really just some screws right under there. Just reach under behind it and you can tighten that up. But if it's old looking or if it's got a crack or it just doesn't, it's seen better days, let's just say, got a lot of wear. We don't need to go further into it. Anita's probably twitching that I'm even talking about a toilet seat.
Yeah, but hold on. We got new toilets because they said the seal needed to be replaced. And he said, if you're doing that, you might as well replace them. So there's actually something called comfort height that's a little bit taller. So we switched to that. And I have been made fun of so much because I chose one that has a square back and it's a Kohler and it's called the Stately. So I get a lot of ribbing for the fact that my toilet is a stately toilet. But I will tell you, it looks so much better than the one that was there.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, no, definitely. Comfort height's been a thing for a while. But yeah, that's a good option. But even if you don't want to replace your whole toilet, just the toilet seat.
Soft close lids.
Soft close lid, another really nice feature. But I think it's Bemis. That's a company. I don't know if they just make toilet seats, whatnot, but they have nice metal hinges. They look chunky and kind of old worldy. So yeah, it's a detail. I mean, we're all about the details. So yeah, that's a way to do it. Clear away all those excess shampoo, conditioner, what have you bottles. A lot of them are not that attractive. And I'm not going to say that 100% of my decision-making process on my products goes into their packaging, but it definitely plays a role in what I choose. I do not like to see colors that don't somehow go with my whole overall palette. In the bathroom, I have a glass shower, and the neat shelf that it sits on is visible if you're in there.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I know people do this, and I respect them immensely, but I have not gone to the fact where getting bottles that I like and then decanting. And of course, you're not going to want to mess around. But people do. You laugh. But we know people who do that.
No. There's now the system you can put on the wall and push the button, and you just refill. Have you seen those?
Yeah, sure. I see that in hotels all the time. But I don't really want to be doing that. I don't want to be attaching something like that to my gorgeous slabs of marble in my shower. Limit it. Don't have 4 bottles of it half used, right? Just one, and then one conditioner, and then whatever else you need. Try to limit what you have in there. I find oftentimes when I go to clients, I'm like, what is all that? Or they switch shampoos midstream.
Throw out the old ones or pour the leftover into the next one. Oh my goodness, but don't leave 5 shampoos. Nobody needs to see that. No. So what about the vessel sinks? And I actually like that look, but I think for primary bathrooms, these are out because they're just not practical. They're too hard to clean. So I think still okay for a small bathroom or a powder room, something that's not used that much. But if you're using it as your main sink, that's hard because you have maybe makeup, toothpaste. It's just a lot more work to get that cleaned up every day.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a moment, and it was a pretty long moment. So, yeah, I wouldn't choose that now. If you have it, I think you can work with it. But, yeah, I wouldn't choose that now. We talked about in episodes about what wouldn't cross our threshold. We talked about shower curtains and whatnot, so I won't retread that same territory. But, you know, you should have a fabric shower curtain if a shower curtain is what you need to be working with. And my suggestion here is if yours is not attractive or if it's not fabric, switch it out. But consider if the rod is movable, or even if it's not, you can just leave the one that's there in place. You can get another good tension rod. Tension rods are not all created equal. So you might want to spend a little bit more and get a really good tension rod and put it really high up, like very close to the ceiling. And let the shower curtain come down, presuming there's a tub there, of course, if you're using a shower curtain. Let it come down to the floor. That makes a big difference rather than seeing the lines broken up. You're seeing, you know, either the wall or the tile, and then the shower curtains coming down, and then you're seeing the bottom of the tub. It's kind of like wearing floods. So I would just, very least, come all the way down to the floor, even if for whatever reason you didn't want to go all the way up to the ceiling. But I would have a much longer run of the shower curtain than is normally done. And I think that makes a big difference. And that is going to be, particularly in an older style bathroom or smaller style bathroom, that's going to be your main focal point, because that's a lot of yardage. That's a lot of material. It's a lot of inches that you're going to see. So pick something you love, whether it's a pattern or a nice material that has, like, you know, visually it's giving you some texture, would be a nice choice.
Mirrors with LED backlighting. They had a moment. The moment's over. It didn't last long, but I think those are looking dated now. And then gray on gray bathrooms, kind of like what we talked about with the white ones. These can be cold and uninviting, and I think gray can look nice, but just check it out and see if your bathroom looks too cold. I think this is somewhere to look, and maybe add a different color on the walls. And if you have gray tile or gray cabinetry, maybe keep that, but paint the walls something else besides gray. And the last one is small tiles for showers. Those are out because people like us don't like cleaning all of those grout lines. And you've been beating that drum for a long time, Kelly. And I think you're right. I think we're all opting for larger size tile or stone or, you know, the marble like you have, where you're not cleaning all those many, many grout lines.
I have a couple for my roundup. Add a tray if you have any space, a little tiny tray even. Candle, a pretty atomizer, maybe some hand soap, whatever, a little bud vase will make, if that's the only thing you do, it's going to make a tremendous difference. Add some art, maybe big art, something unexpected, not a beach scene.
No.
So that's expected. A stool, a poof, and even if you could fit a chair, that would be great. And swap your rods for hooks. So I think if you did any of those things, and certainly any of those things in combination, you can really update your bathroom quickly. And Anita had some fabulous ideas about letting us know what renovation trends are maybe out right now and things to think about if you're diving into a bigger bathroom project. So what are you teaching us about today?
The memory foam mattress. This was interesting, and I had no idea that this was kind of a NASA invention. So an aeronautical engineer by the name of Charles Yost was tapped to help NASA's Ames Research Center develop aircraft seating that would absorb the impact of crashes and increase a pilot's chance of survival. And he developed a special type of plastic foam that had this miraculous ability to deform and absorb tremendous pressure and then go back to its original shape. They found that the foam could tolerate impact forces up to 36 Gs. Wow. So once they knew this, yeah, they knew it was something pretty amazing. In 1967, he formed this company called Dynamic Systems, and he created something called temper foam. And eventually, NASA's release of the temper foam formula in the early 1980s put the formulation for the viscoelastic material into the public domain. But again, it was very difficult to manufacture, so a lot of companies could not make it. But a Swedish firm called Fagerdala World Foams, actually, I know, that is what it is. I know. So they improved the production process and they created the Tempur-Pedic mattress in 1991. And thus the memory foam mattress took off. And of course, now you can get it in under a lot of different names. But there you have it. So it's from NASA.
Wow. Who would have known? And we actually need a new mattress.
Oh, yeah. We went with a, what's it called? The hybrid and organic.
Yes, definitely. What's your crush?
It is a YouTube channel called Forgotten British Television, and you can watch whole episodes of British TV shows that you didn't even know existed. And I've watched so many of these. It's been so fun. And I don't know how they're allowed to do this because they're whole episodes. And I don't think she has any advertising on there. But I mean, there's so many shows: Joint Account, Two's Company, Don't Wait Up, Keeping Mum, Law and Disorder. A lot of fun old shows that I'd never even heard of before. So yeah, it's been fun.
Oh, fun. I'm definitely going to check that out. We love British TV. Mine is a book that I've been listening to, and it's fantastic. It's called Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, and it is a historical fiction mystery. It's kind of like a sliding doors situation. The initial summary is, what if you got to live again and again until you got it right? And starts in 1910 and comes through both world wars. And our main character, Ursula, apparently has an infinite number of lives. And the question is, does it give her the power to save the world from its inevitable destiny?
Oh, that sounds very interesting. And it certainly does make you think of what it would have happened if I had done something different years ago. How would my life be different? It's a very fascinating thought. Or would I have just ended up in the same place? I've seen two movies like that, and one, the ending was very different, and the other one, she still ended up on the same path. Either way.
Highly recommend it. We will link it in the show notes.
So thanks so much for hanging out with us. This was so fun. And remember, we are here to inspire you to create a beautiful home. Until next time.
Fabulous, fun, wow, even better than I had hoped or expected. These are just a few of the words used to describe a DTT design consult. We've been doing consults for many years, and boy, are we good at it. And people are loving the results of the advice and suggestions that we make for them. It's so easy to schedule a consult with us. Just simply go to our website, decoratingtipsandtricks.com, and click consult. There you'll be led through the very simple process. And sooner than later, you, I, and Anita will be discussing your home in detail. So sign up for a consult today. Let us help you design and decorate the home that you want and deserve. Looking forward to talking to you soon.